Narcissists don't play fair. So if you're trying to deal with one using empathy alone, you're going to continue losing yourself in the process. Today, we are diving into a very broad and big topic: how to protect yourself from a narcissist without losing your peace, your mind, or your power. Hi, I'm Wangeshi, a therapist specialized in trauma and relationships. And on this channel, I'll be helping you navigate trauma, healing, relationships, and your general mental well-being. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Let's start here. Why do narcissists affect us so deeply? At first, narcissists appear to be very charming. They are often charismatic, intense, and magnetic. But behind this charm, there is a deep desire for control, admiration, and ego boosting. And the scary part is many narcissists aren't fully aware of how harmful their patterns are. They manipulate, deflect, gaslight, and love bomb you because this is the only way they know how to relate. When you're around a narcissist, you're constantly pulled into their reality. Your feelings are invalidated, your words are twisted, and over time, you start to question yourself. This is how boundaries begin to erode slowly and silently. You can't protect yourself from something that you can't see. So first of all, recognize the red flags. Let me name a few. You constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells around them. They love bomb you, then devalue you. You leave conversations more confused than you entered. Somehow, everything is always your fault. They never take accountability for their actions, no matter what. When you speak up or when you talk about your needs, they call you too sensitive or crazy. These patterns aren't just personality quirks, they are emotional weapons. And the first sign or the first way of protecting yourself is, first of all, calling it for what it is. Here's a way to protect yourself that will save your sanity. You don't have to explain yourself to be valid. Narcissists thrive in pulling you into circular conversations. You keep defending yourself, they keep twisting your words, and you end up emotionally exhausted. So what do? You practice something called gray rocking. This means responding in a way that is emotionally neutral. You don't give them the reaction that they are looking for. For example, they might say, wow, you are overreacting again. What you are going to say or how you're going to respond is, I'm not going to argue about this. Now, this is about the situation you're arguing about or whatever the discussion you are having. Now, see how this is short, calm, and controlled. This denies them the emotional access to you because you don't have to keep explaining yourself to somebody who is committed in misunderstanding you. Another way you can protect yourself is reinforcing boundaries. I know everybody is always talking about boundaries, but let's be real. Reinforcing boundaries with a narcissist is not always about what you say. It's also about how consistently you enforce them. So here's a reframe. They shouldn't be able to negotiate your boundary, but at the same time, your boundary should be firm, yet not aggressive. Let's say, for instance, you've decided not to engage anytime they decide to criticize your choices. So the next time they do, what you're going to say is, I'm not having this conversation or I'm not engaging in this conversation, and then exit, literally or emotionally. Leave the room, change the subject, or go silent. And I know this can be very difficult, especially if the narcissist is somebody you love, a partner, or a parent. But again, you have to remember that you can love somebody and still choose not to let them harm you or hurt you. Another thing is, stop playing therapist. It's not your job to fix them. I know, you see their trauma, you see the hurt little child underneath, and you tell yourself, maybe if I just love them enough, they'll change. But here's the thing, people choose to heal when they want to. And for a narcissist, they rarely take accountability unless they've hit rock bottom and they decide or they choose to do the inner work, which is very rare. So if you've been trying to act as an emotional rehab center for one, I think it's time to close the clinic. You deserve relationships that feel mutual and not like missions. Last and the most important way that you can protect yourself from a narcissist is healing your inner world. Sometimes we attract narcissistic partners not because we are weak, but because somewhere along the way we learned that love is conditional, that we have to prove ourselves, stay small, overfunction, and silence our needs in order to be chosen. Protecting yourself starts also by looking inwardly and asking yourself, where did I learn to tolerate emotional neglect? Why does a part of me feel safer over giving? What does my nervous system confuse as love? This is because the more you heal, the less tolerance you have for relationships that drain you.